and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandi Grace, author of 10 young adult novels so far. Welcome to what I hope is the first writing vlog of November. Technically, my intention is to vlog the Taper Caper, which is the writing challenge that my writing community is doing in November. But that doesn't officially start until Monday, and I'm going to be doing some productive things in the interim this weekend. So, it's November 1st. Someone is eating my foot. Excuse you, sir. Hey! Nugget! Stop eating my toes. Now! You have a drawer full of toys. My foot is not one of them. Anyway, I did vlog a little bit yesterday, so yeah, I'll give you that footage, and then we'll go on with today, if I do anything productive today. Hi, I got back into being productive today, for the first time since June, ? July, maybe? I was at camp for most of July, so the actual productivity of, like, writing, YouTube, book coaching, whatever, is, that wasn't really happening in July. I mean, to some extent, but not really, because I was at camp. So anyway, it feels like since June, I would say. Anyway, and I was going to do, it's October 31st. I was going to do, the monthly goal review. I haven't done one of those in forever. So, like, I pulled up the video on the Slack with it, like, in my writing community, and then I was like, where's my notebook? I need my notebook so I can, you know, be journaling and doing the review and whatever. And I started looking around, and guys, I have no idea. It's been so long since I've been productive. I don't even know. I used to keep things on this shelf here. This is just a stack of books that I'm reading. But I used to keep things here that I was using. And then I went over to the desk. I went over to the actual desk, where I keep the important notebooks. You know what's not here? The most important of the notebooks. What did I do with it? And I used to keep it, like, the third spot, that I would keep it was in my backpack. My camera died before I could finish the rant of epic proportions about my notebook not being in the 3 spots that it belongs in. And because it's been so long since I've been on YouTube, none of my camera batteries were charged, so it took a minute to get a camera back, in order to finish the rant. And in that intervening time, while batteries were charging, I found the notebook on the desk where I was ranting. Not on the desk where it belongs, mind you, not in the spot that I looked at, but it's just, like, right below my hand in that clip of me being like, it's not on the shelf! It wasn't on that shelf, it's on the one below it, but it's there. Anyway, I'm gonna do the goal review. This is fantastic. So, technically this video is supposed to be, like, filming the Taper Caper, which is November writing. But today is October 31st, and I'm being productive, and so I thought I might as well, like, kickstart it. And I think this just really sums up the mind space that I am in. This is fantastic. This bodes well for the Taper Caper, for writing in general, for life. I'm thriving. Tea. Candle. The tea is steaming. The candle is not smoking that bad. Curious kitten. Other kitten. The missing notebook. Let's do this. So, I pulled out my bullet journal, because I thought, I haven't done that in a while. What if we make a bullet journal for November? Since I'm going to be doing the Taper Caper, it would be fun to do my little, like, word count stickers or things that I used to do. My camera battery died. I'm back. Anyway, by used to, I really do mean used to. I know it's been a while since I have been consistently productive, you know, and, like, I guess the way that I used to be. But I pulled out my bullet journal, and that was depressing. Let me just show you how depressing this is. It's November 1st, you guys. Just bear that in mind. Okay, let's go all the way back to where we're at. We are in January. That was the last time I did a bullet journal. January. Hello, 2025. Look, it's January. So cute. The rest of the year doesn't exist. Just January. Ugh. And before January, you want to take a look at the horror that comes before. It's August. This empty calendar, that's August. What? And I did some writing and whatnot back in July of 2024. What? Guys. When did I stop existing? What is... In January, apparently. Actually, in August. What is this madness? That was kind of depressing. I mean, I know it's been a while. That was hard to look at, though. I haven't been consistently productive since August of 2024. That's accurate. That sounds right. Okay. Wow. Anyway, we're gonna do a bullet journal for the taper caper. It's fine. I'm fine. Clearly. What are you doing? Okay. The day's basically over. It's 7:30 p.m. I wrote 293 words today. Which is not a lot, but it was a nice, like, easing back into the story, and figuring out what I'm doing with this ending, for Cindy's book. And then I did a bullet journal. What else did I do today? I don't know. Things happened. Feeling good about it. I'm pretty satisfied with today. Hello, welcome to Monday, the more official start of the Taper Caper. We're kicking off tonight with a character sprint in the writing community, which I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get on because I teach my nephew and niece's piano on Monday evenings, and I usually get home during the Monday evening prickle these days. So we'll see if I can actually do that. Ah, you kitten! Ouch. But it is Monday. I'm going to write. I did write yesterday and Saturday, which doesn't really like count, I guess, because the week started today is when we're kicking off the challenge, but it totally counts. I haven't written in forever, and I just wrote 2 days in a row, so that's really exciting. Hey, stop attacking me, little dude. Anyway, but yeah, I'm still sort of like refinding. Here, chase that, please, not me. Refinding my creative muscle and strengthening it and working it, because I had talked about in like my announcement of the Taper Caper that an average writing per session for me is about 1,000 words, which has been true for many years. Sorry, I don't know where the camera was going. I was distracting the nugget who is attacking me. Anyway, that has been true for a long time, but it's not true right this minute, which is why I didn't do the word count, because I wasn't sure what my word count is right now. What would be outside my comfort zone, because I don't even have a comfort zone right now. Anyway, all that to say, on Saturday I wrote 300 words. And then yesterday I wrote 500 words. So much smaller than I used to write, but also the first time I've written 2 consecutive days in a long time. At least since July or June, summertime maybe I was doing some writing. Potentially. I wouldn't know because I don't have a bullet journal. But anyway, so the point is, I'm excited. Those 800 words were a big deal. But anyhow, I'm gonna write again today as like the first like official thing. As the week goes on, I am gonna try to do 5 days this week, starting Monday. from now until next Monday. But if I don't get 5 days, I'll totally count the 2, like the Saturday, Sunday, because I did write because of the taper caper. And it's all the same. So, why are you eating my tennis shoe? Are you so hungry that you have to eat my shoes? Nugget. That's my shoe. Go get a toy. I got toys out for you. Last night I pulled out my story Bible for this story, for Cindy's story, to try and figure out where I'm at, what's happening. Because I know that I have like 2,000-3,000 words from the original book to sift through and see if I'm keeping things or changing things or whatever. But I also know, don't eat my food. Nugget is a food fiend. Anyway, I know that the end of the story is going to be a lot of new material, and I know vaguely like what I want to do with the story, like what's happening, but I wasn't sure like where I was at with things. Anyway, so I pulled out the story Bible and was looking at the new outline for Cindy's story. Wait, you can't have my food, sir. No, that's my chicken. Anyway, street kitten, literally rescued off of a street. He's a food fiend. He eats like he has never seen food before, and he never will again. Which is, you know, heartbreaking, but also I'm not going to give him my chicken. Anyway. The point is, I pulled out the story Bible and was looking at the outline. And I'm in the climax of the story. I thought that I had more happening, but I really am at the climax and then moving into, like, the scene that I had last written, I guess over the summer sometime, that I've been working with these last 800 words that I wrote yesterday and the day before, is really like the Dark Night of the Soul stuff. So I'm much further along than I thought I was, structure-wise, which I think will help, because I was trying to think through like what else do I need to add to the story if I'm not using the end of the story from the original end. What else do I need to add as the end of the story? And turns out I really don't need to add much because I'm already at the end of the story. So yeah, I'm feeling good about this, but we'll see what we can accomplish moving forward. Shenanigans. Oh, hello. Excuse me, sir. Nugget. That is not a toy. It looks like one, but it's not. Eek! This is hard to do one-handed, friends. Apparently. I like that we're bouncing between 300 and 500. I mean, these 2 days are almost 600, but like it's in the 500s, and that's in the 500s. And then this is almost 300, and this is in the 300s, and this is almost 300. I don't know. It just feels like we're bouncing between 3 and 5. Fun. Hello. Oh, I still have my blue light glasses on. Update. I've been writing this week. I haven't filmed the last couple of days, except for just like the word count into my tracker. Which, by the way, after not filling out a writing, you know, schedule, what am I trying to say? Planner? No. Calendar, I guess? Whatever, doesn't matter. I haven't filled out that thing in my bullet journal basically since July of 2024. I mean, there were a couple writing days in January. There are a couple in January in that one bullet journal spread that I did this year. The one and only. Well, now there's two because I did November. Anyway, there are a couple of days that I wrote in January, to be fair. But not this much. There's like 3. And so far, in the first week of November, I wrote 6 times? 6 times in 7 days. Dang. I'm pretty excited about this. The word counts themselves are much lower than I used to write. Painfully lower than I used to write. But honestly, right now, I'm still okay with that because I haven't been writing consistently, and so I'm still, like, building back up to strengthening the creative muscle, you know? And also this story in particular has just been a pain to write from the beginning. So I'm okay with this. If this continues in perpetuity and I never get back to what used to be my average, then I will be sad. But right now this is fine. If for the rest of November I'm writing like 300 or 500 words, that's totally fine. If sometime next year when I get back into writing Messiah's story, if I'm still writing 300 or 500 words, then I will cry. But we will burn that bridge when we get there, friends. I guess my update is this week has been really productive. Technically the challenge started on Monday, and since Monday, I only have 4 writing days, which means I need another one, because week 1 is 5. Either tomorrow or Sunday, which I'm sure I can manage. I'm writing basically every day. But even so, I did write on the 1st and the 2nd before the challenge officially started, so I kind of have like 2 extra days of the challenge, so I have met the challenge. The challenge did what it was supposed to do. I've been writing every day. Words are being added. We're so close to the end of the story, you guys. When I realized that the fight scene situation that I was writing the, like, aftermath of was actually the climax of the story, oh gosh, that just changed everything. So I've been working through the last scenes from the original book, not using most of them, but taking like tiny little bits of them. And I've written 2 completely new scenes with like tiny bits of dialogue or just like the general idea or vibe from early scenes. We're almost completely done with the original content, and I think almost completely done with what this new ending is going to look like. Obviously this is like a first draft, very rough. It needs a lot of help. And given that I've written this draft over 2 years in random spurts, and not consistently at all whatsoever, I imagine when I finish it and then I read it from start to finish, which is my first step in the revision process, that it's going to be a very incohesive story. I expect it to just be bananas, to be honest. It'll be like, this writing session or period of months had certain vibes, and then that writing session or period of months had certain vibes, and it's just not... I don't expect the puzzle pieces to fit together, but we're almost done creating puzzle pieces, so we can put them together later. I'm pretty excited to be almost done with the first draft hybrid thing. Finally. We're not done yet, but we're going to be done before the end of November. We might even be done like next week, because there's not a lot going on. And usually I take a break after finishing a draft, you know, a week, a month, something, before reading through it to start revisions. But because the only part that I've written this year is like the last 2 chapters, I've had a long break from like the beginning of the story. I have edited some of those chapters for my critique partner this year and maybe last year as well. So there's been some writing at the beginning of the story, but certainly the middle of the story is, who knows when I wrote that or what it looks like. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna roll straight into revisions is what I'm trying to say. I've already sort of revised the first few chapters because I was sending them to my critique partner, and I think we'll just pick up from there and keep going. But I will read it first. I'll read from beginning to end and see how ridiculous all the pieces are, and make myself a game plan. And I imagine that will happen in November, because we are so close. We're so close to being done. In terms of, oh hey, it's me, hi. In terms of the original story, I have this poorly written, this is terrible, this is from the original book. I have this little scene where, we find out Hope's actual name, and then I have this little snippet from the original of a scene where Hope uses her necklace to, like, provide evidence for who she is. And I kind of want to use that somewhere, but it doesn't work here anymore. It doesn't work here anymore. So I want to use somewhere, question mark, question mark. And then the rest of the OG book, there's this scene of freaking out a little bit. And then praying, talking about Jesus, kind of. And then that's it. Because the last scene is a cliffhanger. Y'all don't need to read this. Don't look at that too closely. And then we have the epilogue, which is the prologue. So, boom. Already been rewritten. It's beautiful. Actually, it's not that beautiful yet. It needs help. But anyway. Whoa! Friends! Is he bothering you? I'm trying to do a video here. Excuse you. Anyway, that sunlight is very bright. The point is, there's like 2 little snippets of things that like I want to use somewhere, but it might not be in this book. It might be in the 3rd book. But that's like a revisions thing. It's not something for like the end of the story, you know? And then I have 1 scene, and then Cassie's cliffhanger. I have 2 scenes. I have 2 tiny scenes of the original book to either polish or delete. And then we're done with the first draft hybrid thing. We have so much work to do still. Yeah. I might even just knock this out this weekend, you guys. Editing Mandy here, just to say that I did not, in fact, knock it out that weekend. I did write one more day. I wrote like 130 words or something like that on Sunday. So I did the 5 days. Hi. I did the 5 days of the challenge. Now it's Tuesday, so I'm on a different week, which you'll see later. But anyway, we successfully did the challenge. We did not finish the book. We are very, very close. So it's gonna happen this week in week 2. It's totally gonna happen.